Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে PowerUp সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে দুটি প্রাইজ পুল সহ দুটি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ দুটি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের দুটি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে, যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESPL Bangladesh Grandfinals. This time around, it's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by Hugo on the caster says, as we do end things off for this Amateur Cup with an amazing and an intense match for you all. It's going to be LarioX Esports going up against the side of Wolframite. This is a match for the ages as well, because Wolframite, they're the underdogs of the story, now facing off against the big dogs known as LarioX Esports. What do you think is going to be happening here, Hugo, on this matchup?
I mean, absolutely correct you saying that it's a definitely a David and Goliath fight coming out from Wolframite's side, because they have been performing really well in the recent matches, and finally in this grand finals facing off LRX, it's going to be a really tough task. But you were talking about ESPL there. I have a few facts about ESPL that I want everyone to know. That ESPL, it's a global esports network and tournament platform provider with the goal of elevating players from casual to esports champions. Starting 2021 with a bang, ESPL's hope is to grow Valorant esports talent across South Asia through the PowerUp series. Visit espl.gg/Bangladesh for more tournaments like this and fun esports content. We're currently live streaming on ESPL Bangladesh, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as BongoBD.com. Organiser, ESPL Esports Players League, and country partner is BongoBD. So, yeah, as we're talking about this, a really uphill fight for Wolframite. They have been on the momentum run, winning against teams like Strangers Invitation and Mercenaries on their way here. Now they're in the grand finals facing possibly the biggest team in Bangladesh, LarioX Esports, and the main team too. They have a tall task ahead of them. So what do you think their preparation should be in this matchup?
Considering the talent that the side of Wolframite have, I'm really hoping to see a lot of explosive plays coming out, especially on the map of Bind. When you consider this map in particular, we have seen Wolframite perform admirably on this map in particular, but this is also the home ground for the side of LRX as well. So they need to be extremely careful of how they approach a lot of their fights. But still, moving on forward, I would like to talk a little bit more about what we can expect coming out from the members of Wolframite. And considering the composition that we see already on screen, both of the teams have the exact same composition, with the main differences being the Cypher versus the Killjoy and the Reyna versus the Phoenix. And now, here's the main problem. Personally, I am an advocate for having that Jet on this map in particular, but both of these teams have opted to go in for those blinds instead. So I will say that, yeah, it's understandable what they're trying to do, but at the same time, not having that aggressive entry that she could have had with the jet dash, with the Raze jumping in and satcheling in at every couple of seconds, it could be a problem, but it all depends on the utility usage coming on through. Because for the side of Wolframite, they're not playing much more based upon utility. They're playing a lot more based upon their gunfight. So it could go either way, and it could backfire at any second if they're not careful of how they approach this matchup.
Also, considering how aggressive LRX are, they could be taking a side in a matter of split seconds. So a lot of pressure on the defensive half for Wolframite. They have to be really wary of however they hold a side. As we're starting off this first round, we're going to see a 2 to 3 split from the defensive side of Wolframite, but it's going to be the B side that LRX are aggressing on. We're seeing Experiment 52 sending on his boombot towards Hookah, and immediately it is smoked off from Toxin all the way from the other side. You can see they immediately gained a lot of ground, and I mean, LRX starting things off with quite a bit of, speed to their play. We're seeing they're already ready for the entry. There's still over a minute left in the clock, but there are the defensive players already rotating towards this side of B from the side of Wolframite. NVS getting the first frag onto Aku. The Cypher is down. No more traps and utility coming out from him. The bomb plan immediately going down on Kyojin. Players gathering around elbow. So much utility being used, but so far no frags from any other sides except for the initial first frag out of Aku. We're seeing lots of Raze utility also being used by Experiment 52 to deny the entry. Possibly a second frag coming out of NVS onto Zerv. Hermione with the third. Toxin getting the only one from the side of Wolframite, immediately traded by Kyojin. It is all onto Ezio. He does get one onto NVS. He's going to overheal himself, but it is a 1v3. And still the fight going on. He's getting smoked out. He's trying to fight through the smoke, but immediately as he pushes the smoke, Kyojin, nice with that classic, gets the shot onto him. First round going in favor of LRX.
A very nice round coming out from the side of LRX. The way that they were able to explode down into the side really fast, really clean, and catching the side of Wolframite off guard. Like, they were not ready for such an aggressive push, because considering LRX, they love to play it a little bit more slower, a little bit more systematically. But here they understood that, hey, if we go for a massive push down towards that B side, we have those flashes, we have the utility. If we throw it all down properly, there is no way that on the B side they can hold it down properly. And understanding this, they were able to take advantage and take them all down really quickly. But look at Wolframite, they're taking a massive gamble going down towards this B side, and this could work out of their favor. But Zerv, he just gets caught out by Hermione. Beautiful headshot down onto one, but he's not expecting so many members to be present. But the outroad coming on through, that's going to give them a ton of information. But it's going to be Aku being able to swat down one other, and they're trying to go in for that push. It's going to be Ezio with a beautiful tap of his own. But 1 by 1, the bodies are piled on up down towards the side of Hookah, ladies and gentlemen. And Hermione, he's feeling himself. You can see him praying to the gods, because those one taps were just so clean and just so crispy. 0 and 2 on the scorecard, and with the first pistol round and also the anti-eco round going on through towards the side of LRX, here's where the side of Wolframite need to make their stands, because with this, they're gonna be setting up the pace for the entirety of this following matchup.
Absolutely. Wolframite finally getting their hands on those weapons, the rifles, and the weapons advantage should come into play for them. We see LRX still on those bonus weapons, SMGs, and I think they are aware of that, so they're going to be playing this round a little bit more passive than the last few rounds. They know that the Wolframite players have the better weapons in their hands. We're seeing Ezio holding an aggressive angle outside Shao. He's not going to get spotted by the all drone just yet, but it's still a lot of utility. But envious through the smoke takes on Toxin. Now, Omen is unavailable for Wolframite for the rest of the match. It's a 4v5 round. They even have an ultimate, Envious. He can use the run it back to the entry towards the side of A. You can see LRX players swarming around this whole A side, ready to push at any moment. And they have the proper utilities for the entry as well. We're seeing a 3-stack coming out of Wolframite defending this side. Aku in this heaven position, but he doesn't have the Cypher utility along with him. NVS pulling out this run it back. He's going to get immediately taken out, but Hermione with the trade onto Aku, but Ezio, he also gets a frag there. It's still a 4v2. Zerv with the frag on the Kyojin with the nade, and a second one onto Experiment. Ezio spots the play. Lunatic takes him down in front of the truck, and it's 3v1. He uses the dismiss to spot a low HP NVS. He's going to try to heal himself, but he walks into Ezio's crosshair, and it's a 3k for him. 1 to the score. Wolframite finally take one in the bag.
This is a pickup that they needed to try and take the match back once again in their favor. And with this first initial matchup going on through for their side, they're going to be quite happy moving on forward as well. Because here, this round in particular, they played it so beautifully. Especially Ezio understanding that, hey, as soon as that run it back comes on through, if I place my flash down a little bit higher than usual, the player holding down from the angle of shower needs to go for a full-on wide swing to try and break this try and break that eye. And because the eye was so high up that no one coming down from the shower angle could break it for the Phoenix. And he is in the prime spot. As soon as he heard the run it back, as soon as he heard the footsteps, he just made that swing down, moving on forward. So did Aku, and they both took down the Phoenix phone together. That allowed them to get all of the advantages. And with Zerf coming on through with a beautiful grenade on his own accord, throwing it down from the angle of a lamp, it gave him a perfect opportunity to take them down. And here, down in this 1-on-2 score line, now that the first buy round has gone successfully towards the side of Wolframite, they need to try and win this to try and stabilize themselves and probably pick up that operator for the side of Ezio if he wants to take it out. But now, for the side of LRX, it's crunch time. Because if they lose out on this last buy round, they're going to be forced onto an eco, and the momentum is surely going to be going in the favor of the side of Wolframite.
Wolframite have to play for that momentum right now. They have that one round in the bag, but the real test comes now, as we know that LRX do have the buy round as well. They have those rifles in their hands. So it's going to be a real hectic fight coming out, whichever side they take to decide to push. And LRX, they are known for their aggressive pushes. They just really run into the site, having a duelist doing the entry, especially players like Experiment 52 and VS, using those really well-utilized duelist utilities. They're able to really entry the sites and allow their support players to get those picks from the distance and giving them the man advantage early on in the round. So Wolframite have to sort of play this in a brains versus brawn way, use the Cypher utility, use the Sova utility to gather the information, and hopefully hold back that entrance. If possible, play a retake. They don't have to deny a really heavy, aggressive LRX entry coming into one of the sites. So they need to play really smartly with the man advantage and with proper utility usage. So that's easier said than done, but hopefully they can pull it off.
Now, it seems as though LRX, they're opting to move on down towards this B side instead. The stack is going to be going on there, but with Kyojin still being disconnected, we need to wait and see what we can expect to come out from them. But for the side of Wolframite, as you just stated, they're in the prime spot to try and shut everyone down. Because with this 2-stack going down towards the side of B, this is a little bit of a question mark for me. Because personally, you know for a fact that B is the harder side to always try and retake, primarily because there are only 2 entrances down towards that sideline. It's really hard to go for a flank, and whichever angle you want to push into, there are multiple different angles watching that one singular angle. So the B side for retake is a lot more difficult. But considering that there is a Sova and there is a Cypher there, they're in a prime spot to try and shut everyone down. But as the match is just about to start on through, we are finally going to be going on back into the match. And it seems as though, yes, LRX have opted to go down towards that B side once again because they want to go in for a fast and aggressive rush. But what I want to expect to come out from them is a little bit more control when it comes down to the ult points. Because personally, Bind, in my eyes, is a map where the ult point should be controlled as many times as possible. Because if you don't have proper ult point control, it could just spell doom for your team if you let the defenders take every single ult point on the map.
And especially a team like LRX, who are so much dependent on their ultimates to do the entries and the duelists to do the entries. A good mate coming to observe though through the teleport, denying them entry towards this hookah side, but not for long. As we see Aku, he's really having to struggle to hold on that position on top of the box in the B side. They immediately have backup from Toxin though, and he's going to be able to hold a really aggressive off angle. But I think he's got spotted immediately, and he's getting spammed and going to get taken out by Experiment 52. That plan backfired really quickly, so it's a 4v5. And LRX is still opting to push towards this B side. We're seeing a Swarmate come in, but that's not going to be able to be destroyed by Toxin through the smoke. And the players are already in the side. No frags yet to go down. You can see Kyochi getting the first frag onto Hermione. So what if I might say, but Kyojin. Kyojin with one more onto Envious. How has he done this? The bomb plant will regardless go down. It's a 3v4, but it's to a good angle. He's gonna get peeked by Toxin, gets one frag, but Ezio immediately with a trade. Zerv with one more. Kyojin gets one frag, but Kyochi with the 3k, he really helped out his team in this round, playing an aggressive Sova in that elbow angle, and he's gonna go for the bomb defusal.
He's just waiting for this at this point. I do believe that they were trying to wait for Ezio's Empress to run on down, and then he could take this spike defuse so that he would get an extra ult point, but they didn't want to risk it because the timing could be wrong in their favor. Ezio, he didn't want to take any risk for it. But moving on forward, that was a really clean round coming out from them. But even though Aku, he tried to make a courageous play to try and hold down from the underside of Hookah, but understanding Hermione, he's a player that will never miss those hour drones, and understanding the fact that, hey, he could be underside of the Hookah, checked there, got an immediate kill. But the main issue here in this round in particular was the positioning coming out from the side of LRX when it came down to the post plant. They were playing way too aggressively, and they were going into the waiting arms of Wolframite, who were expecting such an aggressive play coming out from the side of LRX. And with the first advantage going on through, Kyoji comes in with a massive Hunter Fury, and he's probably getting through. What? You're an absolute madman when it comes to those Hunter's Fury. 2 kills for this man, and Kyojin sends Aku into the next dimension with a well-placed Deagle headshot. Nicely done from both of these teams. And with the first gun going on down towards the favor of LRX, this eco round is going to be starting off with a bang. But it seems as though Ezio has something else to say about it.
Wolframite playing on those trades, and I mean, Kyoji is starting things off. He has done that so many times in this tournament. We've seen him tag, I think, all 5 players with that ultimate, one's getting 2 frags there as well. I mean, he's just an absolute beast with that Sova ultimate. And again, on the A side, it was a good attempt coming out of Kyojin, getting that one tap onto Aku. He wasn't really expecting him to push like that, but the weapon was recovered, but not for long, as Zerv and Ezio really played the trade game well there, getting those frags on the rotations towards A. And the round in the end went in their favor. So Wolframite are going to attain the lead, 3-2 the score, having a 3-round streak. They're riding the momentum. But the question is, can they keep this momentum against a really strong LRX as they're again pushing this B side? The smokes are going to come in from Toxin. Zerv in a lot of pressure now. He's going to get naded. He's going to send his own nades too. But Experiment 52, aggressive angle, and he's going to be dodging that nade with relative ease. Kyochi's drone is immediately spotted out, and they're going to be it's going to get destroyed pretty quickly. You can see Hermione going for a TP along with Envious towards the shower region. Now the entirety of the pressure shifts on this A side as the rest of the players are rotating. Kyochi's going to have to stay back in this B side, expecting maybe a fake towards A, but we're going to see the drone coming out of Hermione, clearing showers. It's going to spot Toxin, I think, and he's going to fall back to try and stay safe. Aku's traps are going to get destroyed by the drone as well. So good utility usage coming out of Hermione. You can see the defenders from Wolframite ready as they're preparing for this insane push coming out of LRX. We know how aggressive they are, but we're going to see the ultimate coming out of Hermione, trying to find some players, and they will attack Toxin, and Toxin is out of the game. No smokes for this round. And again, the NVS is... What? NVS... What? How did they get that frag?
Hermione has a precision, but NVS, he's still alive, he's still kicking. He actually gets a double kill. No one clears out the shower angle fully, and they pay the ultimate price for it. Kyochi tried to go in for those shots, but NVS, he has his phone number, calls him up, and takes him back home. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be 3-3 on the scorecards, and such a beautiful showing of skill coming on down from the side of LRX, but a massive communication gap as well from the side of Wolframite. Because you know for a fact that Wolframite, they made that massive issue that, hey, Envious, he was sitting down from the side of shower. He used to run it back. He pushed up, but they did not clear him out fully. And that small bit of miscommunication really did cost them a lot in that round in particular. Now down to this 3-3 scoreline. It's going to be even Stevens on the scorecard. But now moving on forward, it seems to LRX, they have their mojo back once again. And they are understanding the way that the side of Wolframite are playing. But now moving on forward, how are they going to approach this? Because it seems as though LRX, they're opting to go in for a fast B-side rush once again.
Lunatic taking that orb outside B long. He's going to have that Killjoy lockdown available to him, along with, I think, Kyojin's and Experiment 52's ultimates, the Raise and Omen ultimates specifically, really helpful in taking this side. Kyoji, good shock that's coming, doing some damage, but Lunatic is still going to be able to pop that ultimate, getting the whole side. He's going to even have to push Kyochi out of that elbow region, where he's so dangerous. He's trying to stay as long as he can. Only 4 seconds left in the ultimate. As they're going to have to stay alive. Zerv taking a lot of damage from that Raise nade, as now LR is trying to push that side. Oh, and player gets detained. I think Toxin, he got detained there. Oh, Experiment nicely placed shot onto Ezio. And it's a 4v4 now. As Hermione gets one more frag onto Kyoji. The ultimate coming out from Experiment 52. Heavily tagging Toxin. He's so low, but he's still alive. He needs to get work done for his teammate Aku on the flank. Baiting out with the camera, but Hermione expected that. Taking him down. It's a 2v4 now as Zerv and Toxin remain alive. But both of them being low HP can't do much as Kyoji and Experiment 52. I mean, the respective agents take out their counterparts. That's nice to see, but a really impressive round coming out of LRX, using the ultimates well to take and defend the site.
Now, the main issue in that round in particular, in my eyes, really well played from the side of LRX, but the main problem that Wolframite had is because they did not have a plan of how they wanted to go down and retake the site. Because you saw that more than 4 people were holding on down from the side of the CT angle. There was no one pushing down towards the side of elbow. There was no one going in for that proper flank or waiting for Aku to give them the call to go in for that push. They were trying to take those 1v1 fights a little bit too early, and they paid the ultimate price for it in that round in particular. And that was a kill, but Experiment 52. What was that shot going on down on the serve? Absolutely insane coming out from this man, but Aku's gonna be there with his own vengeance. That's gonna one tap down on the one. He's looking for one more. He's not gonna be able to fight it though. Instead, it's gonna be Lunatic and Hermione cleaning them up, and Envious gets another kill down on the top and shutting down another. But Kyoji, he's gonna be able to shut down Experiment. And here, down in this 1v3, this could be a tall order coming out from this guy.
And he getting peppered from all sides with utility Kyoji. He's trying to go for a clutch, but he can't even save this weapon as he's getting surrounded from all sides. He can try and go to CT, but as 3 players hold this short, he peeks and sees NVS. He doesn't win that fight. And LRX holding that postman really well. And I mean, they knew that Wolframite were on an eco, so playing, even though it was a good idea coming out of Aku to go for that flank with 2 players, they had those weapon superiority, so they just double peeked that, and there's no way they can get a shot there. So a good round coming out of LRX, really playing that eco from Wolframite well. And right now, I mean, Wolframite finally have their hands on some guns, but they had that momentum by winning 3 rounds in a row, but instead they sort of gave it away because of some miscommunication coming out in those post-plan scenarios. LRX holding those angles and waiting for them to come in, because obviously when the bomb plan goes down, you're playing sort of a game of defense. The whole side switches up. So LRX were like, okay, we're holding each other's angles. Let's not really aggress too much yet, because we can go aggressive. LRX, they are a really aggressive team, but they're sort of playing passive in this post-plan scenarios, which I really admire. And they're not really deviating too much from their own play style, but they still have that improvisation that they need based on whoever they're facing. So right now we're going to see a tactical pause come up and immediately turned off, because I guess whatever they had to discuss, had been discussed. So another gun round coming on. Both sides have their hands on the rifles, and LRX, I think they're going to try and go for this B side again.
This B-side push is just so scary as well coming out from the side of LRX, but look at the positioning coming out from the members of Wolframite. They're making a massive dash towards this B-side, and with this double stack coming on through towards the side of B-long, this could be what they need to turn everything around, but it all depends on gunfights. Will they be able to find it is a real question, because considering the positioning of Aku, he could just die out if one shot is missed coming out from the Sova. So they need to be careful of how they approach this following fight. And yes, he does have a curveball in his hand, pumps a flash, and he does find out too. But Aku, he does get 1 kill, takes his hand off, he tries going for another, but Kyoji is gonna be there to get another kill down onto another, and there's not much that they can do here with the first 2 frags going on down. But look at the health coming out from all the members of the side of LRX. They're extremely low, and they have nowhere to run, and they have nowhere to hide. Going on down to this 3 versus 4 situation, this is very much possible if the side of Wolframite, they play their cards right.
In this post-one scenario, things aren't looking good as Zerv gets taken out. Despite being low HP, the players are with the better HP are seeing the Sova and the Killjoy. They're the ones holding those angles. They're the ones taking the fights, letting Experiment 52 and Kyojin hide. But oh, Hermione was banging away in that corner, spot stops, and it's all on to Ezio. But Lunatic finishes things off. And really well, I mean, LRX are so good in this post-one scenarios. They're playing so patiently. I mean, changing up their whole game style. I mean, taking those sides so much aggressively, but changing up how they play in the post plans is so well done. And Wolframite aren't just able to predict and coordinate to the retakes properly. We do see Toxin trying to use the paranoia to let the players into the to play those post plans, but LRX is just countering them in every step of the way.
Now, the main issue, you have already seen what happened. There's constantly doing the same strat over and over again. There's 2 members holding down onto the side of B, and you can already see that it's not really working. If you just stack down towards that B side, send 3 players there, play A for the retake instead of the hold, you could just do so much more. And this primarily shows why I always see that the B side is just so hard to go in for a retake. And considering LRX, they're doing such a beautiful job here. Aku, he tried to play it aggressively to try and find a kill. Maybe he's not going to be able to, but look at Hermione. He's going to give the backup towards the side of Ezio, make sure that he is safe. But Toxin coming down towards the side of A short. He does get a double kill, so this eco round already started off with a bang, and this is so crucial, and this is so important as well. Look at Kyochi. He's gonna be a massive thorn on the sides, but that turret, he keeps everyone alive. He cannot go in for a flank, and Hermione, he gets another kill down on Deserve. They know exactly where Kyochi is, so at this point, he can't do much other than get a kill down onto his own clone. Gets traded out immediately, though, because of Envious and his crosshair placement. 3 and 7 on the scorecard, and here it's going to be LRX on the driver's seat, having a 4-round lead onto their side, and the last 2 rounds of this half do start on out. That was an eco round. You do have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, from the side of Wolframite. So here is where they need to make their stand. If they're able to take us down to at the bare minimum of a 7 and 5, I do believe that they're gonna have the best chance to go in for a proper comeback on the second half.
Yes, this should do.
Definitely easier said than done, but I mean, LRX they're riding the momentum right now. They were absolutely correct in every step of the way, trying to counter whatever Wolframite are doing. Finally, we're gonna see something different. 3 players, I think, holding towards the side of B. Zerv really aggressing, trying to take down Envious. Kyochi again with the ultimate, takes Envious. Can he get 2 again? Just missed the shot, but he still has 1. Kyojin and Envious jumping in unison to dodge those ultimate shots coming up from Kyochi. He will get severely damaged, but he's going to be able to heal up, considering he's the Phoenix. The rest of the players are trying to push towards this hookah. 3 players are still holding strong in this B side, denying them any entry, and I think they're going to opt for a rotation. And LRX, I mean, they're even if this rotation is like really loud, and there is utility from Aku, the Cypher, to deny this, they're still able to counter it so well every time. You see the Killjoy bot going up on top of the box and able to give away any information if anybody's trying to pick them while in this cage. You can see good smoke coming out from Kyojin to go for the bomb plant, but lots of utility being pushed towards Aku. He's gonna get 1 frag, almost a second, but Lunatic gets the trade. 4v4, there are ultimates available for both sides to play the retake. And in the post-plant scenario, the bomb plant yet to go down, but LRX playing mind games. They're gonna TP towards B, but Kyochi, he's gonna let them pass. But there's still a player inside. I think they haven't seen him. Hermione is still in the TP. They should know that he's there. But the timing! Hermione goes and peaks at the exact moment. There are 2 players on this hookah, but only 1 now as Zerv takes care of Lunatic. It's a 3v3. He has that ultimate. Ezio has also popped the Empress. You can see Zerv going for the rocket, but he's not finding him, and he's gonna shoot it long. He sees 1 player, gets the kill, but Kyojin does get the trade before dying though. Hermione trying to deny the defusal with his ultimate. Envious gets a frag, and a second one as well. The ultimate is not needed at all from Hermione, as Envious is the one doing all that work inside the site. And 3 and 8 the score. LRX with the lead, and they're just having the best time right now. The momentum in their favor. Really tough for Wolframite to come back from this.
It's really difficult to say what side of Wolframite need to do at this point, because the fact that Kyochi gave away so many members to walk on down safely from the angle of Teleporter, it really did give me a little bit of a question mark, because at this point, if Kyochi made a lot of noise, maybe if he just did a little bit of damage, he could have delayed the push going on down towards the side of Kuba, allowing his teammates to take proper control of the side, so he would be the one playing at the backstab, forcing them to either go in for a retreat and try and fight him, or they would have needed to commit into the side of B, where all the members of the side of Wolframite were already waiting. That little bit of a hesitation coming out from him really did cost him a lot, but Experiment, he tries to pull out the fire in the hole, and he does pay the ultimate price for it with his life as well. It's gonna be the side of Wolframite being able to get the first initial frag off and getting a lot of damage onto the side of Lunatic. This basically means that, hey, they have all the advantages on their side, but at the same time, anything can change in a matter of seconds, and it's gonna be Lunatic popping the first initial ultimate that he has done in a pretty long while. But Ezio, what are these? What? God damn, man, that was a very clean one as well. And now it's just gonna be Kyojin running on a way down towards this A side. But Ezio, he knows exactly where he is, but he's not gonna be able to find the crosshair placement though. It's gonna be Kyojin instead being able to take him down, and Aku, who's gonna slowly treat his way forward, trying to get this kill down onto Kyojin. But he hears the footsteps. He knows for a fact that he's pushing on down towards the side of A Labs. But Kyojin, he's in a very good spot to try and clutch this one out in this 1 versus 3 situation. Will he be able to do it? Is the real question.
A good paranoia coming out of Toxin to give them time to go in for the kill, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. He's just gonna walk in there. And you know, the paranoia, even after it going away, I mean, Kyojin sort of knew that it was really difficult to win that. 3 players are outside that U-Haul. Still, he tried to take the fight to Toxin, but in the end, the round's gonna go to Wolframite. Finally getting a round before the side switch. 4-8 the score. Really difficult to come back from this though, but they are on the attack. LRX, being an aggressive team doesn't really help out much in the defensive half. They do have good utility usage, which is absolutely key in winning the defensive rounds. But if Wolframite can exploit that sort of a little bit weakness, they have to aggress in some of the defensive rounds and beat them in the gunfights with players like Kyochi and Ezio Zarv actually playing really well on the 1v1s. Maybe they can take some rounds in this defensive, in the attacking half and possibly equalize things up.
Now, on the second half in particular, a lot of the momentum really does lie on this one particular pistol round. If the side of Wolfram might lose out on this could be all but over for them already, because you do have to remember, if you lose out on the pistol round on this 8-4 scoreline, that basically means you're giving away double digits towards the side of your opponents. And if they have those double digits, they're going to be the ones on the driver's seat, and you're going to be the ones who have to try and come on back from it. It's just going to be so much more difficult. Ezio does take a little bit of chip damage coming on down from those turrets, but Aku, he does get the first initial dig down on the Lunatic, tags him down really low. He has no health to work with, but Aku, he has no bullets to work with as well. 2 more clips to go down on his magazine, but that's all that he has to try and clutch this one round out. But at the same time, look at the health bars coming out from all the members of the side of LRX. Very low, and they're very unhealthy, and so is the side of Wolframite. So they need to be careful of what fights they want to take. But Wolframite, they're second guessing themselves a little bit too much. If they play too slow, they're going to be running the clock down a little bit too much. And considering LRX, they're the ones who thrive under a lot of pressure.
30 seconds left.
And finally, the side push coming in from the side of Wolframite, but Zerv getting taken out by Experiment 52, turning this into a 5v2. There are the rest of the players pushing towards U-Haul, but Experiment 52, he's not going to find any frags or even in the long range. Akko brought down to 22 HP. Ezio trying to hold this U-Haul against so many players. Experiment 52, Lunatic, oh my god, this raise. He gets so many frags, and it's all onto Ezio. 10 seconds left. He can't do much except get frags, but even that looks very difficult for him as he gets taken out by NVS. 9 for the score, and LRX take this first really crucial pistol round. Going into the next one with the weapons advantage, it's really going to be in their favor, and it's going to be really tough for Wolframite to come back from this. But we have seen them play really well in eco rounds before, especially hard eco rounds as they're right now. No armor, no ghosts or anything like that, just plain old classics.
So you can already see what just happened in that round in particular. They waited a little bit too long, and that really did hurt them in the long run. This is why it's so important and so crucial that you always try and go in for those pushes very fast and very precise. If you try and hesitate for too long, you're going to be the ones to bite the bullet for it. But look at Experiment 52, one by one.
What?
Those skills, he's getting the shots coming up from Aku as well. Somehow Experiment 52 just gets a 4K. That made no sense to me. Try and break this out for me. Try and break this out.
I mean, they just did not look at him. I mean, they were just pushing into the side. That area was smoked off. The main that part in the right side of the truck, it was smoked off. But Wolfman didn't expect anyone to push through the smoke. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we saw Toxin just looking towards U-Haul. He was getting shot at the back of the head. So was Kyochi. He tried to give a fight towards him, but not getting anything. There is Experiment 52 this time in this next round, aggressing towards the A short region with the ultimate, not finding anything because the rest of the players are towards this B site for LRX to defend. But this time, Wolframite, they have the Byrons. LRX still sticking with the bonus weapons, and they're so confident that I think Kyojin's gonna stick with a Sheriff as well. He does have full armor, so it's not all difficult for him. The rest of the players are rotating towards his B side right now for LRX, but there are 2 players holding the showers. A good paranoia coming out of Kyojin, but he's gonna get taken out by Zerv's Boombot. NVS getting a trade onto Ezio though, and NVS a lot of fire, but it's a 2v2 right now. It's all onto Toxin and Aku. To play this 2v2 as Hermione takes on Toxin, it's all onto Aku now. Not enough HP to clutch this, but he's gonna try it even after. I mean, this is not looking so good for Wolframite right now, as Again, see Aku trying to push towards Hookah, but the camera is going to give her information. Wall bang!
30 seconds left.
This is very much winnable now, but still the time isn't in his favor. The bomb is right in the middle of sight, smack middle of Hermione's crosshair. And it's going to be so much more difficult for him to push through that recon to Hookah to get a shot in. 15 seconds left. He has to get this. He has to win this 1v1 as he drops down from Hookah. Noise cue has been
10
given.
seconds left.
10 seconds. He has to go for the bomb plant, and he's not moving. Hermione's but oh! Hermione peeks. I think he thought that Aku was going for the bomb plant, but Aku was ready for him in the exact position he was gonna peek, and that round goes in favor of Wolframite. 5-10 the score. Finally, they get some momentum in their favor.
Aku, he's feeling himself after that clutch, and this is what the Cypher really does start showing on up. Aku's got such a crucial round as well for the side of Wolframite, because you do have to remember, if they lost out on this round, it would have been the 11th round on the board. They have no more money. They need to go in for the force buy because you cannot ever play for the overtime, especially when your scoreline is this low. So they need to be careful about all of that. But here it seems as though they are going to be the ones going for the first initial kill. And he's actually going to be able to find that Toxin. He does get one. Ezio, he gets another one down on the Lunatic. And with this round going on down towards the side of Wolframite, they have all the advantage in the world. They need to go in for one more. And Aku, he's feeling himself. That is for sure. Takes his hat off and says, good day to you, sir. And he's the last two positions off the side of the defenders. So they need to make a run for it because LRX going in for a save is the best option for them as of right now.
Yeah, and Wolframite, they want to destroy that economy of LRX if they want to have any advantage going into the next rounds. LRX trying to save those weapons. And Zerv almost getting naded there. Experiment 52 really smart. Showing the nade whenever his bot gets detected, but they're holding really defensive positions. Wolframite will have to walk into the crosshair, and oh no, Aku loses his life. That's going to be really difficult to recover economy-wise. Toxin, he is dodging the bullets like John Wick in that smoke. And so far, he's going to live. I think Wolframite should try and get these frags, but at the same time, losing their own lives won't help either, because they aren't in the best state economy-wise in either. So, still a 4v2. I think they're going to let them save, as we see Zerv barely avoiding the bomb, the spike blast. And Toxin right in front of Kyojin, but not going to push. They know that if they lose these gunfights, it's going to be really detrimental to the economy. So, we're going to see them able to save those guns, and LRX now going for sort of force buy. They do have rifles, but not the best armor-wise, and I think Lunatic's gonna even go for a judge.
Now, with these buys coming on through from the side of LRX, this is their last stand, because if they lose this one out right here and right now, they're going to be forced down onto an eco, and they cannot afford losing out on a lot of rounds in forward, because at this point, you had such a massive lead on your favor. It was 4-10 on the scorecard. Now that you have given away these two rounds, you have given a lot of momentum going on forward towards the side of Wolframite. The morale is going to be running on high. They're going to be fighting in and firing up on all cylinders. And with Experiment 52 already spotted on out, they know for a fact that one member is holding on down from the side of Under Heaven, but the reposition is going to be going on through. It's going to be Aku and Ezio making their slow push down towards this deep long area. Aku trying to clear out every single angle, but look at the positioning coming out from the side of Lunatic. He's holding it down deep inside of Hookah with this judge, trying to expect a push coming out from them. But all the members of the side of LRX are playing it so smart. Just look at their positioning. The amount of discipline that their team have is absolutely insane to watch. All the members holding on down towards this A side, but on the B side, it seems that the Wolframite, they're making a slow push once again, and this slow push could just work out in their favor if and only if Lunatic doesn't get the first initial judge kill. But this is going to be so difficult, and this is so nerve-wracking as well, Kirito, because here it's a Mexican standoff between these two players.
They don't have a utility for entry there. They're gonna have to either use the paranoia or this or the drone coming out from Kyoshi, but that's gonna allow Lunatic to pop that swarm nade. He's gonna get pushed using so much utility coming out from Wolframite. The hookah is theirs. Kyoshi getting the frag there. We're gonna see them trying to plant the bomb with only 5 seconds left on the clock. It will go down from Toxin. NVS trying to peek in from elbow, but oh, here's Toxin from behind and trying to get more frags. Hermione with 2 taking down Ezio ends up. It's a 1v4. Kyoshi gets 1 but doesn't get the second. A 3K coming out of Hermione, and I mean, the side take was really good, taking down Lunatic in hookah and having those support players, Ezio and Aku from long, but nobody looked at elbow, and nobody was really in a good position to sort of hold and play for trades, because they just took the side, they just got the bomb down, and LRX did not give them any time to adjust in the postman. They immediately rushed in, and we saw Hermione and NVS get so much work done for the side retake.
This was just a massive question mark for me, what the side of Wolframite did in this round in particular. Primarily because, hey, once again, I understand what they wanted to do. They wanted to go in for a slow push down towards this B side.
Yes.
They wanted to take hookah control, but
There.
at that point, you got hookah control a little bit too late, and this is why waiting until the very last second of a round is so problematic for a lot of the initial pushes. But here in this round in particular, it seems that NVS was a little bit too zesty when it came down to try and get that ult point, and he does pay the ultimate price for it with a slide. Lunatic tries to go and push shot, but Toxin, that wide swing, goes in for a Ferrari swing at that point. Gets the first initial pick off. Kyojin, he has no more bullets left. Toxic comes in and cleans it all up with the 3K. And it seems as though Wolframite, they're finding a lot more success when it comes down to a lot of these fast execution heavy pushes. And this is primarily because, once again, I talked about this at the very beginning when you were in the agent select screen, that hey, if the side of Wolframite, they want to win, they need to go in for these fast execution heavy rushes instead of slow systematic play. Because when you have that Phoenix, you have that luxury of trying to go in for those slower and systematic plays, primarily because you have the run it back, you have the flash, and you have the hot hands. You have all of that utility to try and clear out a lot of the corners and bait everyone out. But with that Reyna, you need to be quick, you need to be decisive. Otherwise, you're going to be the ones to bite the bullet for it. And here it seems as though Aku, he could just be the first one to go down if he's not careful.
But he's gonna take the frag onto Hermione. Getting another frag, and Zerv there with the ultimate. Can he spot out Hermione in hookah? But Hermione, he tries to get anything with the Marshall, but he fails. And Zervs, he's gonna find nothing with the ultimate. But I mean, Aku did get 3 kills and clear out hookah all on his own. Lunatic on the flank though with a judge. Toxin coming right onto him, but he is unaware that he has a judge and gets a one shot. He's gonna be able to pick up a Phantom. So even if it's difficult, really possible for LRX to win that until I said that, until that frag comes out, and Ezio is gonna get the final one to NVS. And Wolframite sort of back from the dead, even though that was sort of an eco coming out of LRX. They are gonna be able to go for a full buy now.
Yes.
That is momentum in favor of Wolframite. That is what they need, and they're finding so much success in these quick pushes, in this fast executions towards either of the sides. Even getting 3 frags from at Showers was huge coming out of him. So if they can keep replicating that on both of the sides, and having some improvisation, maybe not playing too predictably, I think LRX might have some trouble in their hands, and Wolframite might be able to catch up. So it's all gonna come down to how they play this next few rounds in the attacking side.
Toxin does get spotted out by the recon most. In over fact that one member is only gone down towards the side of A short. But this is so crucial that the fact that Wolframite are taking such aggressive control of these ultimate points, and they are denying as many ultimate point controls as they possibly can, going on down out from the side of LRX. But once again, it seems the Wolframite, they're playing it a little bit slow, they're playing it systematically, and it's gonna be Kyoji with the Hunter's Fury once again being able to take down Hermione. And his signature twitches. We know for a fact that Kyoji, he always loves to twitch his mouth as soon as he gets a kill. You can see the excitement in his eyes. And with this push coming on down with the first initial advantage, and such a massive advantage as well for their side, because now without that Sova, these retakes are just gonna get even more difficult. But look at timing! The timing not really working out in their favor. Kyoji, he has no more bullets. He needs to try and get away. They know for a fact that all of the members are down to the same side. It's gonna be an absolutely free flat coming out from them, and look at this stack. It's gonna be a pump and dash. They're gonna be going in for the shot. But NPS, they're making the difference. With the spray transfer kill, he's gonna be the one to clutch everyone out. That round started off so beautifully, but at the very end, a small bit of miscommunication coming out from the side of Ezio and Aku only costed everything for them. But of course, there's Toxin there to bring everything back onto their side. And here, once again, it's going to be another save round coming out from the side of LRX. They have no more money to go in for those proper buys, because here's where they need to make their stand. This match is going out of their hands very quickly. It was a 4-10 initially, and now it's a 9-11. One more round to go towards the side of match point for the side of LRX. Here's where they need to make their stand and cause as much damage as they possibly can going out towards the side of Wolframite.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at that. They have 4 ultimates at play over there. They can play that retake so well. Immediately, Experiment 52 being discovered. But oh, Hermione! That's a big ult going down for the side of LRX. The Hunter's Fury. They won't be able to deny the bomb plant. At least the side take a bit. Oh, Ezio finally getting some frags on the board to playing the Reina. This wasn't that active this whole match, but he's gonna get some kills in the end right now. And it is a 2v4. But still, but never mind. As Aku gets a frag onto Kyojin, it is all onto Envious. He gets a deagle shot, though he does have the heal available to him by throwing the bomb. And he tried to fake out the heal, but Aku just jumping around and getting that frag. And he's gonna shoot in the air. He's gonna be the one praying to the gods for good luck now.
And an 11 on the scorecards. As you stated before, as we went into the second half, Wolframite have dug themselves out of even bigger holes than this. And they are showcasing what they can exactly do when it comes down to these type of high-pressure scenarios. From a 4 and 10, now down to a 10 and 11. This is the type of plays that we would expect coming out from the side of Wolframite. Now that the momentum and the adrenaline is running on high, here is where the side of LarioX, they need to make their stand because there is no more space for them to hide. Because now, looking at their buys and looking at their money, they have absolutely nothing. NVS is having a field day with 23 kills, but look at the consistency of the players of Wolframite. Every single one of them are very close when it comes down with the kills, and they're at 16, 14, 13, 13, and 12. Ezio is having a pretty rough day, but he's making sure that he gets his team down into a side, and that's all that you can expect coming out from your Reina. But look at the positioning coming out from the side of Wolframite. They're actually able to take B control. Slowly but surely, they're making the push happen, but Aku, he could be buying off a bit more than he can chew if he's not careful. Will the timing be in their favor? Is the real question. The way at the very last second, he doesn't find the bullet for it, but Envious with the spring transfer, he does get a double kill. He's able to shut down 2. And already such a massive push going on down towards this piece and backfires in a matter of seconds. And with this LRX, they're going to be the ones on the driver's seat with the man advantage, going on down to a 3 versus 4 situation.
That went so wrong there for Wolframite. As we see them trying to take that B side, but Envious denying them getting those 2 frags. Huge. Even if Aku survived it, even if one player survived that, that would have been so good coming out. But oh, Hermione this time getting Kyochi with Hunter's Fury, not finding a second tag though. He does see Toxin and tags him down. It's a 2v4, and Envious is gonna take down Toxin with the run it back. It is all onto Zerv, but Envious 4K. He's gonna bring LRX to match point, 10-12 the score, and finally LRX get that really crucial round to go to the match point and possibly take this first map. A lot of pressure onto Wolframite right now. They were on the momentum, but really well played from Envious to save them from the round.
That was such a close round as well, coming out from the side of Wolframite. That play was absolutely incredible. Lunatic not being able to find that first initial shot. I thought that, hey, Envious, he's going to get one trade and he himself is going to get traded on out. That's going to be going down to a 4 versus 3. And with the B-side control in their favor, the smokes are going to be coming on through. And they could take easy control down towards this B-side, but everything backfired. And Envious, he is such a massive X factor when it comes down towards the side of LRX. Whenever this man is holding down an angle, you can be very sure that he's going to be the one to take you down in a matter of seconds. And here is where the side of Wolframite, they need to be careful because now they're treading on thin ice. There are no more second chances moving on forward from this point on. It's either you go big or go home. You take us down to a 12 and 12, and you take us into overtime, or we're going to be sent on down into the map number 2 with a 10 and 13 scoreline going in favor of the side of LRX. So here is where the side of Wolframite, they need to try and go in for a lot of their own decisive pushes. But now it seems as though NVS and Kyochi, they understand what's going on, and they're holding down onto that paranoia. And if the timing really does favor the side of LRX, they could be the ones to take.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, but that was such a good paranoia coming out of Kyojin. He's gonna get 2 frags there easily for his teammates. NVS does bite the dust though, but 2 frags. Aku and Ezio, 2 big players down for Wolframite. As Zerv, he's gonna pull out the ultimate. Oh, so close, almost getting Hermione, but they have gained so much ground in this A side. The rotations are coming in though. Toxin. Oh no, that's not Toxin. That's Kyojin. He's gonna ultimate. He's gonna use the ultimate towards heaven. Toxin getting the frag onto X-Men 2, who was trying to pull out the ult, making this a 3v2. It is all onto Toxin and Kyochi, but Kyochi getting taken down. It is a 1v3 for Toxin to keep his team alive. Even the ultimate getting pulled out from Lunatic. A lot of pressure on Toxins. The bomb is just getting diffused. He's just taking it. He's just taking it. He's just gonna get it.
Is diffused.
And pros don't fake. A good match coming out of LRX. They're gonna take the first map, 10-3 the score. And Wolframite, that was a really good attempt, but in the end, LRX really were able to counter how Wolframite were playing. However, they decided to play in that attacking half. Whatever strats they pulled out, LRX, they were superior on improvising and finding out the counter to that. And they really applied that really well. You know that paranoia coming out of Belong, that was from getting pushed by the same tactics for so long. They were able to come up with a counter, and that really paid off in a really crucial time for LRX.
You would expect a little bit more ingenuity when it came down to these types of situations, but it's just the Wolframite constantly over and over again. They were going down for the same plays, and as you just stated, that long push, yes, it really does work out, but as soon as it didn't work out in one round in particular, maybe you should have defaulted down to another strategy, understanding the terms of the side of how LRX like to play. They like to play it a lot more defensively. They don't play aggressive. They don't go in for flanks. You could have just gone in for a default strat, maybe just pushing on down towards the side of Fuka, trying to break through that angle, trying to commit down to a singular side instead of trying to split yourself down onto multiple different side lines really did not help them whatsoever when it came down to a lot of these side executions. And these small mistakes, when it came down to them trying to execute down onto a side, really did hurt them a lot. You need to understand that whenever you're playing down together against an enemy team that understand how you're likely to play, and if they're able to break down on your strategies, you need to try and default yourselves back to a different strat. And here in this case, Wolframite not doing that really cost them everything when it came down to this particular map. But still, this was the map of Bind. So going into map number 2, Wolframite, they need to try and understand that, hey, we need to constantly keep our strategies evolving. Otherwise, LRX, they're going to be taking us down on a very easy 2-0 if they're not careful.
Well, it was the map pick of LRX, but despite that, I think Wolframite really did put a good attempt at taking out LRX at their own map. It was really close, but in the end, it was their own lack of diversity, which sort of bit them and sort of made them lost the match in the end. But now we're going into split. That is the map pick of Wolframite, and in the past matches, we've seen them play really well in that map. So I think LRX will have a lot on their hands as we prepare for the next matchup. We're going to be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, stay with us, like and share the page, share the stream, and make sure to show your support to both these teams because they're going to need that right now because the fight is on for the grand finals. So let's see who's going to win that. We're going to be back in a short while for the second map. Till then, stay with us.
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়োট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ 2টি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের 2টি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে। যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম। বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ, যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত, এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ 2টি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের 2টি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে, যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম। বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ, যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত, এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ 2টি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের 2টি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া সমস্ত 6টি দল পরের মাসের অপেশাদার কাপে আবার প্রতিযোগিতা করে বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে, যার উদ্দেশ্য নতুন এবং উন্নত দলগুলিকে অপেশাদার কাপে প্রতিযোগিতার সুযোগ দেওয়া। এর দ্বারা ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে আরও অভিজ্ঞ দলের সাথে তাদের দক্ষতা পরীক্ষার চক্রটি পুনরাবৃত্তি করা হচ্ছে। আমরা অর্থাৎ ESPL কিভাবে বাংলাদেশের দলগুলি পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজে পারফর্ম করে তা দেখার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি। আপনার স্কোয়াড প্রস্তুত করুন এবং সিরিজটি শুরু হওয়ার জন্য প্রস্তুত থাকুন। গুড লাক এজেন্টস।
Every young gamer wants to become an esports professional. We make it happen. You just keep on winning.
স্বাগতম। বাংলাদেশের জন্য ESPL Valorant PowerUp সিরিজ ফরম্যাটে আপনাকে জানাই স্বাগতম। এই সিরিজটি রায়ট গেমস দক্ষিণ এশিয়া সমর্থিত একটি উদ্যোগ, যা বাংলাদেশের ভেতরে অপেশাদার গেমারদের প্রতিভা বজায় রাখতে এবং বৃদ্ধি করতে সহায়তা করবে। এর সুবিধার্থে পাওয়ার আপ সিরিজটিতে প্রতি মাসে 2টি প্রাইজ পুল সহ 2টি টুর্নামেন্ট থাকবে। প্রতিটি মাস শুরু হবে একটি বাছাই পর্বের সাথে, যেখানে সবগুলি দল সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষ 8টি দল পর্যন্ত, এবং এই 8টি দল অ্যামেচার কাপে উত্তীর্ণ হবে। এই 8টি দল ডাবল এলিমিনেশনে লড়াই করবে এবং বিজয়ী শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল আমন্ত্রিত হবে ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে প্রতিযোগিতা করবে শীর্ষস্থানীয় 3টি দল এবং আমন্ত্রিত 3টি দল। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের সময় অপেশাদার কাপ এবং ইনভিটেশনাল কাপের শীর্ষ 2টি দল উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে এবং তৃতীয় স্থানের দলগুলি একই পর্বের নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটে খেলবে। প্রথম রাউন্ডের প্রতিটি ম্যাচ হবে সিঙ্গল এলিমিনেশন ফরম্যাটে। উচ্চ ব্র্যাকেটের 2টি বিজয়ী দল তারপর ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্যায়ে এগিয়ে যাবে। ডাবল এলিমিনেশন পর্বে হেরে যাওয়া দলটি তখন নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের দলের বিপক্ষে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করবে। এই পর্যায়ে নিম্ন ব্র্যাকেটের যে দলটি হারবে তাদেরকে তৃতীয় স্থান হিসেবে শিরোনাম দেওয়া। ইনভিটেশনাল কাপে অংশ নেওয়া।
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESPL Bangladesh Valorant PowerUp Series Amateur Cup. We're in the Series 5 Grand Finals between LarioX and Wolframite, and this is turning out to be quite a match, as we already have seen the first map going in favor of LarioX in the map of Bind. Wolframite, they were really close at winning that. They did show us that they're really good at improvising, but not enough, as LarioX were successfully able to figure out the counters of their strats, as they were lacking in changing up their strats and diversity. So we're going to be going into the second map where Wolframite will have to fight to stay alive in this matchup to take the victory in this Series 5 Amateur Cup. So since this is their map pick, we might see some more favorable plays coming out of them, because they have been really strong in split. By the way, I'm Kirito along with my co-caster. Aggressive. What are you thinking? How should Wolframite play this map to be able to come back?
Now, this is the home ground of Wolframite, and we have seen them pull off a lot of incredible feats when it comes down to this map in particular. They have beaten Mercenaries here, and they have gotten their spot in this grand finals just because of that one map in particular. So here I'm really looking to see a lot of the proper strategies coming on down from every single member of the side of Wolframite. And here is where they need to try and make their stands. But I love the strategy coming out from them, because now they don't have the jet. Yes, it's very understandable. A lot of teams are shifting away from that jet when it comes down to the map of split, having that breach, and then matching it up with the Sage to try and synchronize those timings a little bit more differently will give them a massive edge moving on forward. But at the same time, look at all the members of the side of LRX. They're playing it really smart and systematic as well when it comes down to their own sidelines. Because looking at the members that they do have on their agent select screen, you can already see that one of the members, they're playing in Reyna. And with this extra flash presence already there for the side of LRX, they have that advantage when it comes down to those fast execution heavy rushes. Because if they go in for these fast rushes, they have that little bit of a leeway in comparison towards the side of Wolframite, but at the same time, they need to be careful of how they take a lot of their fights, because with that Sage, it adds a little bit of an X factor, because with that Resurrection, with that heal, and with those slow orbs, the entire pace of the fight can change in a matter of seconds.
So immediately we're going to see Wolframite aggressing towards his B side, a lot of control trying to be taken by them in mid. Not much resistance mid though by Kyojin Experiment. The only ones playing towards this mid side from B Heaven. We're still seeing Toxin still ever present in B main as he's trying to push through the smoke. He's going to provide a smoke into vents. I think Kyojin and Toxin are about to meet right there, but they narrowly avoid any kind of exchange as we see the rest of Wolframite pushing towards his B side, and really well done execution. And we can see Experiment 52 trying to stay alive, but there's still a player in this corner. Aku spots him but gets a flick onto him. Zerv and Aku getting those kills and providing them the entry to the side. You can see Kyojin trying to use the fault line to sort of help the team into the retake. So far, he's not gonna find anything.
There.
You can see NVS holding along this B Heaven position. Ezio is ready on the rafters for them, and he does hear the noise, but he is still low in HP. He could be easily taken out. Toxin behind his box. He hears a player dropping into hell, missing those shots, but Ezio does connect one. Aku gets one. It's all onto Hermione playing the killjoy. 55 HP as Toxin right clicks him in the face. Not exactly in the face, he hit in the body, but the damage has been done, and Wolframite are taking the first round. A very crucial pistol round in their favor.
And with this, with the momentum now onto their side, you can understand why Wolframite is just so confident and just so clean when it comes to this map in particular. This is their home ground. This is where they love to make their stand. And you can already see why those flashes were just so clean coming out from the side of Kyoji. He understand what his teammates were trying to do and then went in for those immediate pushes. But look at the positioning coming out from the side of LarioX. He want to go in for a push and try to take this ultimate point control, but then Flash goes into their faces almost immediately, and with the footsteps being heard, they know that two members are running on down towards this side. They have nowhere to run, and they have nowhere to hide. Zerv goes in for an immediate
Oh my god.
goes over the top of the head of Hermione, shoots a couple of bullets, takes him out, but Experiment shoots the toes of Aku, taking down another. And with this, Aku, he's gonna be a little bit bad because he did not spot him out. And here with this, the side control has already been established. The spike has gone down. And with the man advantage going in the favor of the side of Wolframite, they're in the prime spot to close this one out and take us out onto round number 2.
A really creative wall coming out of Ezio. He's gonna be able to block out the entry partially, but Toxin, he's gonna be the one to get those two crucial kills and take down Experiment 52 and Kyojin to secure the round for Wolframite. A really good execution coming out indeed, especially from Kyochi. Those flashes and Zerv satelliting into the side. Those are really well coordinated, but right now the real test starts for Wolframite because we know that LRX, everyone knows right now that LRX are going to go for the buy round. All rifles in their hand, all phantoms to be more specific. And Wolframite, they're going to have to play really aggressive to be able to counter those weapon advantages. They're still on those Spectres. Aku, the only one going for a rifle. He's going to opt to go for a Sheriff. A really interesting choice. So a lot of advantages towards the side of LRX. We're going to see them possibly take a round and show some life in this matchup.
Now, things are slowed down quite heavily. Both of these teams are playing it very slow. They're playing it systematically, not opting to go in for any sort of a fast rush just yet. And with this buy round coming on through, they need to be playing it really smart because with this bonus round coming on down from the side of the attackers, if they step their boundaries a little bit too much, they're gonna be the one to play the ultimate fight for it. And look at the Killjoy's trap placements. And with these placements, they're gonna be able to shut down a lot of these aggressive pushes. But no one's looking down onto Aku. He makes an immediate push down towards from the back end of side. And with Kyojin still so low, he's actually gonna be able to survive. He does get 2 kills. Coming on out with only 11 HP. He's looking for one more. He's only gonna be able to find it, but he's not gonna be able to track down Toxin fast enough. Sooner he does get another V-track down onto his buddy with Zerv there. He does get another kill down onto his own twin. And with this, going on down into a 1 versus 2 situation, he does have the spike. He's going to be able to make his way down, traverse it so beautifully as well, going on top of that Sage wall. But he's going to be able to make his way down towards the C side, get a free spike plant, and probably clutch this one out if he plays his cards right. But with only 28 HP, he has no wiggle room. He's going to get one shot by pretty much everything in the game, but he's making a wraparound play. He's trying to his way around, but NBS, he knows what's up, he knows where to check, takes down Zerv And with this, it's going to be 1 and 2 on the scorecard with the first buy round going in the favor of the side, LRX.
A really close one coming down. I think if Aku was able to land that second shot onto Kyojin, he was low on HP, but still, I mean, Lunatic's Omen utility was so low. He used the Paranoia blinding Ezio, and he was headshotted. Even a pixel of his head was appearing on my screen, but that was enough for him to take him down. So I think if Aku was able to land that second shot there and get the kill, it could have been a really different outcome. But overall, a good round coming out of Wolframite. It was a good attempt, but they need to do a little bit more better utility-wise to be able to hopefully take this side. They know that they have the advantage. This is their home ground, so they possibly have some more diverse strats coming out. Hopefully that LRX won't be able to predict. Again, this time going towards this A Heaven region. Smokes are going to come out from Toxin and even from Lunatic, who's going to provide cover for them all the way from the other side. There are only 2 players, but Aku walks right outside this window. Both of them are playing inside, tossing in the first frag onto NBS. There's still 1 player alive there. Hermione has Zerv, tackles in. Hermione does take down a low HP Ezio before dying though, so that means there are no walls available for the Wolframite right now. Lunatic getting 2 big frags, turns into a 3v2 advantage for them. And he has screen control, so the bomb plan yet to go down for Wolframite as the bot's gonna detect Zerv. Kyoshi trying to go for that the bait, plant the bomb, giving away his position though as Experiment 52 is gonna take down Zerv, and it's all onto Kyoshi. He's getting naded, he's getting taken out from all sides, but Lunatic, he's gonna get the triple kill to finish things off and equalize things for LRX. A good round coming out from them indeed.
Honestly speaking, that round was just so clean coming out from the side of LRX. The way that they were able to understand the positional awareness coming out, for the side of LRX was really crucial as well. Understanding that, hey, we have lost this A side completely. My best job this time around as a Killjoy is to just hold down behind this one singular box, swing out, get 1 kill. That's all that I need to do. And he did his job beautifully. Not opting to go in for an immediate swing to try and get a repack for Envious. Waited it out, got that kill, and set his team up for everything.
Oh,
but
no!
52, the satchel movement was not on point. He does pay the price for it. Aku gets another kill down onto Kyoshin. And already the side of the attackers, Wolframite, they're the ones on the driver's seat. They're able to pick up a gun for themselves as well. Envious takes a massive amount of damage with only 70 HP. 2 more bullets to his chest, and he already does go down. And Zerv does shut down another Ezio for good luck. Picks up Toxin to make sure they get this round. It's just going to be a full send rush down towards this B side. With control already being established for their side. Lunatic, he wants to go in for that shot. He's not going to be able to find it though. Instead, it's going to be Lunatic being able to shut down Toxin. Once again, another kill going on down into his favor. And 1 by 1, Ezio, he spots out the head and he digs it straight in the head. Wolframite, such an incredible round as well. A thrifty round to boot as well. Just from 1 small mistake coming out from the side of Experiment 52 cost everything for the side of LRX. Taking us down to a 2-3 scorecard. And here is where the side of Wolframite, they're making their stand properly.
The snowball effect indeed. As soon as Experiment 52 lost his life, Wolframite were quick to counter, pushing in from all sides. I guess LRX was sort of surprised to see that Experiment 52 had died having an ult in his hand. So I guess they were caught off guard, and that's the exact moment Wolframite pushed into the sides from all sides to get those hands on these weapons, possibly equalize things, tossing getting the first initial frag onto NBS. A second one, taking some damage though to Hermione, but that's work done for him. There are still 2 ults available for LRX though to play on the retake and possibly even deny the entries. And both of these players are in the side of B. A side is completely open. Zaku, he's just walking and he's like, okay guys, I think we should go A. And he's gonna even gain more ground, possibly deny any more players to come in from the rotations. And oh, he might spot Lunatic right here, but Lunatic sees him first. He was holding the angle properly, and now A side is gonna be a lot tougher to take as it's a 3v3. You see the HP is not good for Toxin. There are only 40 HP to go. He did get those 2 first frags. As you can see, the rest of the players of Wolframite trying to go in towards his A side. Experiment 52 picking up a gun to join his teammates to defend the side of A. You can see the side being taken by Wolframite. Now the bomb plan can go down easily unless, of course, LRX decide to push in right now, which they won't be able to do because Zerv is using a lot of utility.
Now with Kyoji placing down despite they have a lot of control, but with that rolling thunder coming on through and with the positional awareness already present, Kyoji with 1, but Experiment 52 with a double, and now it's going to be a 1 versus 2 situation. The blockers are going to be going. You just do not do that to them. A quick one. Just down 2.
What?
Raze is just feeling himself, baby. With Wolframite Zerp shutting down 2 more. That's gonna be such a massive round going on down towards the side of Wolframite. And with this, the morale has to be running on high.
I need to watch a
All
replay.
of our members of
Oh my
Wolframite.
god.
If we had an instant replay for that, that would have been absolutely sick. Honestly,
Was he not blind? How?
no, that blind did not hit it. That was an immediate 180 coming out from Zerf, and that dodge, absolutely incredible. This is a Wolframite when you take them off, ladies and gentlemen. They are showcasing why they're one of the best teams in Bangladesh right here and right now.
Such aggressive plays coming out from them, and it was a good call from Aku for the rotation, but in the end, Zerv, that was an epic clutch coming out of them. Now, a lot of pressure onto LRX. This is a buy round, but the ultimate being used by Kyochi. I was going to take the opportunity to push mid. A good utility usage coming out from the deny the entry. Zerv getting a frag onto Hermione, though, but Hermione playing a passive game, taking down Ezio with the swarm nades. The site is in favor of, the site is taken by Wolframite, but they're in a man down 3v4. Zerv flicking onto Kyojin. Zerv is like, let me just play, guys. Don't communicate. Let me just go in and take these guys out. All 3 of the players from LRX now in this heaven division. 3v3. Kyochi trying to deny them entry with his flashes. He's running out of flashes, though. We can see NVS does have the Empress. But oh, what a nade coming out of Zerv. Getting and a 4K. Will he get the ace? It's all the logic, but Kyoshi's like, okay, chill down. And what a side take coming out from Wolframite. LRX good utility usage to try and deny the entry, but Zerv, oh my god, this guy is an absolute beast with the raise.
He's on fire right now. He's feeling himself, and there is nothing in the world that can stop him. You can see, like, who does that? He pops out those satchels, immediately rushes down into the side, blasts someone in the face, and then just keeps on holding his W key and shutting everyone down. Those flicks are on point every single time, and this is the Zerf's show. One by one, he's killing every single one of them, and he's showcasing what he can do. And once again, just as I was talking about it, he just gets another kill down onto another. But Hermione, he does get a beautiful headshot onto Aku. That has got to be hurting. But at the same time, side control has already been established, so they're going to be really happy. The spike is just about to go on down. And in an open plant area as well, there is nowhere for them to go. With the spike going on down, it's going to be a post-plant situation already starting for the side of Wolframite, so they should be able to hold down strong with this first initial kill going on down on the Experiment 52.
Things not looking good for LRX, so they have to play on this weak kick. They do have a man advantage, not for long, as Zerf takes on NVS. Rest of presenting in a Hermione, not on the best of weapons. A judge in the hand of Lunatic, he has to make that work somehow, but they're walking into Ezio through the smoke. Hermione does get a frag, but oh, with the Vandal, even in the close range, he's able to get those frags, repositioning, and sees Hermione in the smoke. Ezio just playing Assassin's Creed right now, like he usually does, hiding in the smokes and killing them while they're not even aware that he's there. And a really well executed round coming out from Wolframite. Such dominance in pushing that B side, and LRX just don't have any answer for them right now.
And now with these pushes already going on through for their side, it's just such a massive problem from all the members of the side of LRX. Because it seems as though Wolframite using the Sage utility really does help them quite a lot. Every single time I see a slower coming out from the side of Ezio, he does it so beautifully as well to set up his teammates to go in for an aggressive push of their own, and this is really helping them a lot. And Zerf, he's just having a field day, one by one, getting every single one of these kills, not missing a single one.
No!
The ultimate getting popped from the side of Experiments. If they do, does shut down one. NVS gets another kill down onto a very aggressive Aku, trying to make a slow lurk down of his own down towards that A side. Really did hurt them quite a lot. And with the first man advantages now going in the favor of the side of the attackers, of the defenders, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it could be a tall order for the side of Wolframite to try and clutch this one out. Oh.
Oh my god. An absolute spray down coming out of LRX. I mean, Wolframite trying to aggress on that mid, but they're just holding that angle from every position possible. And in the end, it was just a fight of spray downs. So Wolframite did lose that round, but despite losing, they still have a good economy to go for another buy. But they keep losing this if they give LRX the momentum right now. If LRX are able to take a few more rounds, that's gonna spell a big trouble for them, because they need to maintain this economy to win. They need to have those rifles and utility in their hands to be able to take those sites with aggression. So a lot riding on this round, in this round for both sides. Kyoshi is gonna get fault line immediately and stunned. We see Experiment52 holding a really aggressive angle. He can spot players through the smoke onto market, but the flash, it will give some information to him that there could be a player. Oh, warbangs from Toxin, but those won't connect quite exactly. He will do some damage. Zerv getting a frag onto the Lunatic, onto mid. Flashes coming in from Breach. Kyojin trying to deny the players of Wolframite any more entry versus mid region. But Toxin, oh, he doesn't clear the angles and he gets taken out by Experiment52. And right now, Wolframite are like, okay, there's a player there. And a second frag, Kyochi, aggressive play. But the bomb is going to be down there in mid. And immediately, mid control is being established by them. So it's going to be that much harder for Wolframite to get that bomb and get those frags.
A lot of the pressure does fall onto the side of Aku, though. Aku, he needs to be the one to make this difference. He needs to be the one to get this first initial kill down onto NBS, but NBS's crosshair is already on point, and Aku's gonna be the one to fight that bullet. Beautiful flash as well from the side of Kyojin, sorry. Being able to take out another. Kyochi and Kyojin, why do they have such similar names? It's really throwing my game off at this point when I'm casting them, but still, LRX, they did it so beautifully, and you have to give it to Experiment52 to go in for such an aggressive play. Who in their right minds will ever push out that far as a raise? You have no way of getting out. I understand if you're a Jet or if you're a Reina, but as a raise, that is a very tall order, and him being able to get those 2 kills and then get a third with the backup of Kyojin on his side really just goes to show what LRX can do if you allow them to adapt to your play style. And here is where the main problems are about to start, but it seems as though coming out from all the members of the side of Wolframite, they want to go in for a massive rush down towards this A side. They have the Rolling Thunder, they have everything to work with, but with these grenades coming on through, Experiment52 is wasting so much time, and he's going to be able to take an aggressive position of his own, and one by one, all the members of the side of LRX, they're making a massive rush of their own. Hermione Experiment, he does get one, but it's going to be Toxin being able to get a reflect down onto another, but Kyojin, he just get another kill down onto Toxin, and it's just going to be Aku. The lonesome Cypher trying to hold down strong does get flashed shut out. He has nowhere to go. He's not even gonna be able to see the light of day after that one flash coming on down from the side of POG. 5 and 6 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I do believe that I said Kyoji instead of Kyojin. But never mind. It's gonna be 5 and 6 on the scorecard, and Kirito, take it away.
This is getting so difficult for Wolframite, and this is what I talked about. I mean, LRX, once they get that momentum, they will dominate so much. And look at this call. They're all holding, 4 players are holding this B-side, and that's exactly where Wolframite are going. They do have rifles in their hands, somewhat forced by SMGs too, but this is going to be so much difficult for them to take. But this operator, NVS, doesn't tag any one of them. They're going to have to fall back as the ultimate is being used. Zerv has that rocket launcher in his hand. He's going to shoot it into CT, but all the players of LRX they're backing off. They're like, okay, let's play the retake. We have 5 people. NVS taking down Zerv, a big player down for Wolframite. He has the operator in hand. How is he playing with that at such close range? Now the ultimate killjoy lockdown coming in. Experiment52, he's even gonna use a raise ult, but not finding anybody as the players of Wolframite have given away the site. Not even doing much damage. Now it's a 4v5. NVS making this a 3v5. This is looking that much more difficult for Wolframite to win this as Ezio walks in to try and deny the bomb defusal. But there's nothing they can do, and they're just cleaning up. Toxin somehow still alive, getting a frag on the Kyojin. 6 is the score as we go into the site change. And oh, what is happening in this match, right? I have no clue.
This just goes to show that LRX, if you give them a chance to adapt, they're going to adapt so quickly and so fast that you're not even going to have a chance to try and understand what they're trying to do. And it seems as though Wolframite, they're falling into that trap once again. We saw this on map number 1. We're seeing this on map number 2. They constantly opt to go in for the same strategies over and over and over again. And one of the other flaws that I'm seeing coming out from them is the lack of ultimate usage, because Kyochi, he had his ultimate very frequently when it came down to a lot of the attacking rounds, and I rarely ever seen him use it unless it really came on down to that one singular situation. Wolframite constantly opting to go down towards that A side, trying to push on down from the top lane, really did not help them out. whatsoever, trying to go on down on those rounds, and then having the advantage and then losing it out and taking it down to a 6-6, allowing the side of LRX to be the ones to carry the momentum moving on forward onto their pistol round. It's going to be quite a difficult situation indeed, but at the same time, look at all the members of the side of Wolframite. They're actually going to be stacking on down towards this B side. The flashes are going to be going on down. They need to try and go in for those shots, and he's actually going to be able to get one kill with Hermione on his side, getting another. But Zerb, with his last dying breath, throws out a grenade, does take down another one. Yo, and he goes in for the shot, Sensio! He just gets one tapped out of existence by a well-placed right lane. Lunatic gets another kill of his own, and one by one they rush on down and they clear every single angle. And now Toxin down on an impossible 1 versus 4 situation that on a pistol round as well. He has nothing to do. One by one the members just peek him on out and shut him down. He couldn't even shoot a bullet. That's how quick the team play and coordination came on through for the side of LRX, ladies and gentlemen. And with this, 7-6 on the scorecard, and it's going to be the side of LRX being the first ones to establish the lead of the second half.
LarioX in the lead for the first time in this matchup, and they have the momentum on their side to be able to transfer that from defense to attack. They're doing that so well, and they have the weapons advantage. Hermione even going for a bulldog. Really aggressive plays, but Wolframite, they are really dangerous on this eco. And look at this map positioning. There, 4 other players are in this A side, so there's going to be a lot of resistance for LarioX to take this side. And as soon as they hear those noises, they know that they made the right decision. Aku trying to make some work done with the classic, but he's gonna have to fall back. They have to play really defensively with these less superior weapons. But Hermione getting the frag onto Aku. Kyochi trying to deny the entry into heaven. The Lunatic with one frag onto Ezio, and he gets a frag onto Envy, though somehow 22 HP only left for him. He's going to run away from the nade. He's gonna avoid damage. That was really close. And Zerv trying to do work with a frenzy, but he's gonna only be able to tag but not be able to get any kills yet for Wolframite. We can see it's a 2v3, but 2 players are low. Toxin pulling out the bulldog, but isn't able to get that last kill. But we do see Kyojin really low in HP. If Kyochi is able to pick up a gun and maybe get a headshot onto Experiment 52, it could go in their favor. But he spots Kyojin. He's gonna peek Experiment 52, but the crosshair placement right on his head. There's not much he can do there. 8-6 the score, and LarioX showing an impressive comeback.
Not gonna lie, at this point, it's just gonna get even harder for the side of Wolframite. Because yes, it was an eco round, it was a pistol round coming on down from to their sidelines, but considering the momentum and the pushes coming on down from the side of LRX, it seems as though they're not gonna give up on this gas pedal. And here's why I was saying initially when we started off the map that when it came down to the agent select, I really love the composition coming out down from the side of LRX. They have so much to go in for such aggressive pushes in comparison to the side of Wolframite. Yes, you can say that Wolframite, they have the much more defense-based composition, but if they were able to just get 2 more rounds, take us down to an 8-4 at the bare minimum before going in for that side swap, I would say it's all but over for the side of LRX. But here, it's going to be quite a difficult situation to try and see how they clutch this one out. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt towards the side of LRX, but at the same time, you can never count Wolframite out. We saw what happened in map number 1, and they can easily make it happen once again in map number 2 if they are able to try and take this first buy round of the second half down for their side. And Noise are going to be going on through, and so are the flashes to try and delay the push for as long as possible. But with all the breach utility already being used from the side of Kyochi, he has nothing to stop any form of an aggressive push that could be coming on down towards this B set, and the retake has just gotten even harder. And it seems that all the members of the side of LRX, they're playing it slow, they're playing it systematically. They're waiting for the side of Wolframite to make the mistake, but it seems the Wolframite, they're not budging an inch, and they're going to be opting to play for a retake down towards this B set.
A really good hold towards the side of B coming down from Kyoshi and Ezio, but that's not going to work as Ezio gets taken out by a bulldog from Hermione, and the rest of the players are taking the side. Kyoshi trying to go for a peek, but Hermione, wow, he's so good with that bulldog, making a Vandal look bad, and they're going to rush in. Aku getting a frag on Experiment 52 as the bomb pen goes down with 10 seconds left on the clock. Zero gets taken out by Lunatic, Envious gets a frag onto Aku, and it's all onto Toxin in a 1v4, but there's nothing you can do as Lunatic is going to take him out in a sort of Omen div scenario, if I might say. But 9-6 the score, and I mean at this point Wolframite, they're just giving away the rounds to LRX. I have to say it was a good site hold at the beginning, but the utility usage from Kyochi, despite being good, it wasn't very economic, I would say the word, because he was immediately using that all out and not saving them for the post-plant scenarios. So it became that much more difficult for them to retake the site. Regardless, they need to start winning these gunfights. They need to start getting some momentum in their bag to be able to retain the lead if they want to stay in this grand finals event.
Quite difficult to say the very least of what we can expect to come out from them. But once again, it seems as though it's going to be a fast rush going on down towards the side of the heaven angle. They have complete heaven control, and this is really smart. Understanding that, hey, Wolframite, they don't have the better guns. We're the ones with the better guns instead. We're probably going to be able to shut down one more. It's going to be Zerv being able to find the first initial pickoff, but he's not going to be able to get more than that. Toxin wants to go in for those shots, but he's not going to be able to find out much more than that lunatic. He's not going to be missing those shots whatsoever. One by one, he's just taking them heads, and it's going to be Aku running on down into the next dimension. He wants to try and survive for as long as he possibly can, but Aku, he's making some noise. He's trying to bait out as much as he possibly can to see if he can get one more kill, to do that economic damage, to try and bring even the slightest bit of an advantage towards his team. But at this point, even one kill won't really help him out much whatsoever. Experiment 52 holding down that back angle. Aku, he has no way of winning this round, but hopefully in the following round, they're going to be able to do a lot more.
10-6 score, making it that much difficult for Wolframite to come back from this. I mean, LarioX are just playing so systematically and having every single calculation in their mind of how to play in which scenario, and pair that up with the aggression that they have, how aggressively they take those sites, how easily they win the gunfights. It's just such a deadly combination that Wolframite are yet to find an answer to. I mean, even I can't even exactly say if they should play it really passively, if they should play it really aggressively. Maybe push down mid with those breach flashes. It's so difficult to come up with a counter to such an aggressive and systematic team. So in the end, I think Wolframite, I mean, I would opt to go for a really, really passive position and possibly play for the retake with as much as utility saved up as you can. Because I think that is what LarioX are doing. They're trying to bait out the breach utility. They're trying to bait out the raise utility for them to easily be able to play the retakes. But Ezio, on top of this wall, also we have been surviving, not taking any damage, but Zerv getting a friend into Kyojin, immediately traded out by Experiment 52. I think Lunatic is opting to go to A or not, or he's gonna go backside, revealing Aku's position though. And right now that gives prime information to Experiment 52 to go for the ult, but not get that kill. Aku barely survives the skin of steel. He's trying to get the frag, but no 5 HP, and he survives. Lunatic gets the frag. That was so close. And Kyoji from behind. He goes in, pushes through the smoke, gets Hermione, but doesn't check his back. What is happening this round? It's all on Toxin. There's not much he can do. 11-6. What is this round? What is happening in this matchup? I don't know. I don't know. Forgive me, guys, but I don't know. It's messing with my brain. I'm losing brain cells every second.
It's very questionable what happened in this round in particular, and trying to break this down, but at the same time, it felt as though an absolute breakdown happened when it came down for the side of Wolframite. There was no real comms going on through. All the members were just rushing in one by one. They were not playing together as a cohesive unit as you would expect them to, because when you have that breach, he loves to play down towards that B side. You hold on to those flashes, flash on down from the side of pillar, and then opt to go in for a proper retake. You don't try and go in for those fights. And now down, an Experiment 52. He does get the first initial kill off Toxin with a double kill, but he does get traded on down onto the back end as well. And he does have a resurrection, so he needs to survive. He needs to try and live for as long as he possibly can. The shots are going on through to try and get that first initial kill down onto the resurrection, but now down into this 3 versus 2 situation. It needs to be Lunatic to try and get this kill. He needs to try and survive, and he's gonna be able to use his teleport to go down towards the other side. And with Ezio, he's been activated. The silent assassin, one by one, he wants to go in for those kills. Whips out the classic and shoots Lunatic in the body to take him all out. It's gonna be 11-7 on the scorecard already, ladies and gentlemen. And that was such a hectic round coming on down from the side of Wolframite. But they were still able to clutch it all out and bring it home for their team. Keep them alive for even longer and hopefully take us down to an even Steven scoreline of 11-11 and not fight for that overtime. Because you know, Kirito, that whenever it comes down to the overtime, so much pressure, and you never want to be playing under that much pressure. Unless, of course, you're Exini, because at that point, pressure really doesn't matter to you.
Well, indeed, but I have to say, LarioX, it was a good push towards A Heaven. There are a lot of pressure going to the defenders, but if only a one player or at least a couple of players push to A main, maybe providing some support from below, I think they could have gotten a frag or two there and allowed their teammates from Rams to push in. But so far, I mean, Wolframite really good in this defensive half. I mean, they are finding some unique strategies, finding some diversity, but LarioX is still doing a really good job of countering them every step of the way. Toxin almost surviving, almost not giving any information, but in the end, the bot will spot him. And now they're aware of his positioning and aware of a potential flank coming out. But Kyochi pulling out the ultimate. That's going to cost Experiment 52 red-handed Zerg with another frag onto NVS and B main, giving them the man advantage. They still have 3 ults to work with. So Wolframite in a really good spot, but right now LRX, are they gonna go ace the question? Oh my god, the timing on that fault line and the nade. Lunatic though getting a trade onto Toxin. It's a 2v4. Still very, I mean, it's gonna be really hard, but still winnable because we see Hermione. Oh, not if he does that. It's Kyochi just flicks onto him, gets the head, and finishes things up onto Lunatic. A field day. And Wolframite is still alive in this. They can still win this, but they have to cross this buy round coming out of LRX first. They still have the money to go for rifles. If they are able to win this, they're going to be that much closer to the equalizer. So let's not count them out just yet.
Now, down on this 11 and 8, the side of LRX, they're going to be feeling the pain as well, because considering their money, they have one more round after this to try and bring it all back for their side. And if the side of Wolframite are able to take it all back for their own side, it's going to be 11 and 9 on the scorecard, so they are going to keep themselves alive. But it seems as though LRX, they want to go in for a massive rush of their own, but look at the ultimate already in hand, coming on out from the side of Kyojin, so he can opt to go in for this Rolling Thunder in any second. And with a beautiful tripwire coming out from the side of Aku, he's actually going to be able to get the first initial kill, and with a hand coming out from the side of the Cyber, he wins you good day, sir. And with a lot of death raining from above, all of the members of the side of Wolframite, they have stacked themselves down towards this A side. They have full control, and Kyochi getting a beautiful kill down on the side of Lunatic. He's going to be able to survive. He's going to be able to get those kills, but Experiment 52 trying to make the difference. But there is not much that he can do. Kyojin, he wants to go in for this. He does spot out one, but with the push coming on down towards the side of A main, there is nowhere for him to hide. 11 and 9 on the scorecard, and the final Byron coming on out for the side of LRX, ladies and gentlemen. Here is where they need to make their stand. Otherwise, LRX, they're gonna be in the back foot. That is for sure.
Yeah, right now a lot of momentum in favor of Wolframite, and that's it. They need to hold on to the momentum. I have to say, last round, Toxin and Aku, the utility usage and the coordination between them was really good. You know, Toxin putting the smoke onto the trap of Aku's tripwire placed by the Cypher, and not allowing Envious to spot out where the source of the trap was, not being able to destroy it, and not only just baiting out. This utility use is almost so good. The nade was really perfectly timed, but he was able to TP out of it, still losing a check of his health. But as I was saying, he wasn't able to spot the source of the trap. So not only did they bait out the whole Rena Empress, they were also able to take down one of the prime threats in that round, which is NVS, but potentially losing it and going to match point. Right now we're going to see an again mid push coming out, Wolframite towards this B side, but through the smoke, Zerv doing so much damage onto NVS, but they gotta make sure he doesn't get any heals. Both Lunatic and NVS are low on HP, so those frags are crucial for them right now to get. And if they are able to pull it off, there would be such a comeback from them, and winning this map, winning the map pick from them is what we expect. So right now we can see things kind of slow down as LRX are gonna cut all the noise and trying to relocate towards A, but I think Toxin, he was going for the left flank, but he was spotted out, and he's gonna run back to A to cover into friendly ground, hopefully successfully be able to defend any rotations.
There.
30
30 seconds
is
left.
coming on down towards this A side. 30 seconds left on the clock. There's not really a lot of room for any form of mistakes coming out from all the members of the side of LRX. They're not making any form of noise just yet, but with only 20 seconds left, they need to go in for the push, and they are going to be going in for it fast as well. Toxin going in for the he's going to be able to shut down two with such a beautiful play of his own. Experiment 52 pulls out something. Not going to be able to find out more than that. There's not really any more time left. One by one, they run him on down, and Toxin, an absolutely incredible player, that is for sure. Gets a beautiful 2K for his team. He was able to shut down so much as well. I would have expected the smokes to come on through from the side of the Omen before they opted to go in for the push down towards the A side. But that one small mistake, and Toxin, he punished it so beautifully as well, spraying down 2 people, crossing that singular angle, made sure that that push became absolutely impossible. No spike plan, no nothing. And with the ultimate coming on down from the side of Zerv as well, shutting down any form of hope that the side of LRX had to try and win out on that round in particular. And now, here's where the side of LRX, they need to go in for that save because they want to have that buy on that 11th round to take us down on the match point and try and close this one off. And for the side of Wolframite, it's their do or die. There is no going back here. If they are not able to win this map out, they're going to be sent back home. And it is going to be the side of LRX being the grand champions for the ESPL Amateur Cup.
A lot of pressure on both teams right now. LRX fighting to keep this map in their favor and to gain the lead, possibly take the championship home. But Wolframite, they got nothing to lose. They just need to equalize things and gain the lead. This is their map after all. So it's going to be an intense fight till the end from both of these teams. And we expect a lot of methodical play coming out from both of them. We are seeing a lot of focus on mid again from LRX, and Wolframite be ready to counter them this time. This pause is still on. I think it's a technical issue or tactical timeout possibly from the side of Wolframite. So I think they're just going to take this time to slowly refresh everyone's mind, make sure everyone knows their roles, nobody messes anything up, because they really have no room for errors right now. So a lot riding on this round as we see 10 seconds left on the clock. A huge fight possibly about to go down in this mid-region. LRX on a very mixed buy. Only one Vandal in the hands of Lunatic. No armor though. Rest of them are SMGs and pistols as we see them aggress towards B now, not mid, as the mid region is immediately walled out by Ezio. And that's quite an effective wall too. That's going to deny information for Envious as he's peeking in, providing cover for Ezio to easily get a frag. Zerv sending in a boombot. But right now, Kyochi trying to help Akku as he's trying to defend in this B main region, spamming away, will not land any shots yet though. But there are still utilities and ultimates available for LRX to possibly play the side take or even the side defense once they plant the bomb. The Toxin getting the opening onto Hermione. That will give him the ultimate for the next round though, so that's something they should keep aware. But they have the man advantage for now to try and tie things up. You're gonna see Zerv aggressing towards mid as he smoked up, but before the smoke goes down below, oh my god, what? But the trade immediately there by Kyochi, but Lunatic, he's so low in HP, 5 HP there, it's a 3v4. They still have the ultimate though, but how does he survive? But Envious getting a flag on the Kyochi. Oh, a trade there by Ezio, but there's only one player alive as Akku takes on Kyochi and it's on to Lunatic. He's on 5 HP, but still gets a frag.
30 seconds left.
Wolframite have to be really careful not to let this get out of their hand, because Lunatic is fragging really little, but Toxin, he's gonna safely take him down. 11-11 the score, and what a comeback from Wolframite. They have the momentum right now. They just need 2 more rounds, and right now, I think LRX, they are in a really worrisome state economy-wise. They will be able to go for the buy this round, but still, if they lose this match point from Wolframite and they're gonna have to play a match point scenario with eco weapons, that is not gonna be what they want.
Be a tall order, that is for sure. But considering the way that Wolframite are playing, they understand exactly what side of LRX are trying to do. And every single time they try to go in for a massive rush of their own down on any particular side, they understand that, hey, we just need to get that one kill. That one singular kill is all that we need to try and close everything out. And once again, we are seeing the same problem coming on down from the side of Kyojin as Kyochi. No rolling thunders coming on through, and they need to try and use this ultimate as much as possible to try and go down and decide. And just as I said, a rolling thunder has been popped, and the ultimate coming down from the side of Zerv as well. One by one, Zerv is going to be able to take down one, but he does get traded out almost immediately. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, 3 versus 3 on the map, and it's going to be clone versus clone from both of these sidelines. One by one, they want to go in for this push. No spike has gone down just yet. They're trying to play it, so they're trying to play it systematically. It is going to be Kyojin being the first one to plan down that spike. Does get stand on out. His head does get put on as well. Akku knows exactly where he's going to be holding at. He drops on down. He goes in for the shots, and it's going to be MPS to close everything out. 12 and 11 scorecards coming on out, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of LRX. This is going to be match point for their side, and such a beautiful round execution coming out from them, but an admirable effort from the side of Wolframite as well. Because honestly speaking, Wolframite, they did nothing wrong on that round in particular. They played for the trades, but at the very end, it was the utility usage coming on down from the side of Kyojin, setting everything up for Envious to take everything away from the side of Wolframite. Take us down to this match point, and here's where LRX, they are making their stand. And for the side of Wolframite, it's their do or die situation moving on forward.
Again, immediately utility used out in this market region outside mid from Wolframite, and they're doing this so quick. I think LRX, they are able to predict that, and that is eating away the utility even at the start of the round, barely 5 seconds in. So I think Wolframite have to be a lot more careful considering that they are in a match point scenario. LRX can just win one round and take it all home. But right now, I think all the players of Wolframite are rotating towards B side. His presence has been made known, and Hermione pulling the ultimate. What a timing right now, and things not in favor of Wolframite as they have to fall back from the side. Oh, Dawson getting a big frag onto NBS though, and he's going to be able to avoid getting detained, and immediately a counter ult coming from Kyochi. They're gonna take this side as fast as possible, but they don't know that experiment here's in hell. Kyochi gets a frag on the Toxin, and right now Kyochi is in a bad spot. As he gets taken a Ezio, what are you doing? Things have fallen apart for Wolframite. It's a 2v4. Zerv just get one, and the Omen Lunatic is quite low, but there is one player in hell. They need to be aware of him. A Boombot might spot him out, but will it fall into hell? That won't detect him. But the camera from Aku is spotting them. It's a 2v2, still very much winnable. As Lunatic is so low in HP, they're avoiding that fault line. Good nade. But oh, he's gonna pull the ult. He doesn't know he walks into his own nade, but he's in the smoke. Near the bomb. He's gonna get tagged quite heavily, and they saved the round. Wow. 12-12 the score. I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is such a close match. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
This made no sense.
Overtime.
The communication gap went on through, but the duo of Zerv and Aku just brought everything back out of the brink of defeat. 2 versus 4 on the map, and they were able to close everything out. Beautifully done from every single member of the side of Wolframite. Honestly speaking, I did not expect this to go this far. Considering the home ground of Wolframite, I expected them to have all the advantages moving on forward, but they were doing those plays so beautifully every single time. Wolframite, they played outstanding, and in this round in particular, they were able to clutch everything out and bring it back home for their side. 12-12 on the scorecard. Here's where they need to make their final stand. The adrenaline will be pumping to every single one of these players, so let us see what they are going to be doing to try and bring this one back for their side. And for the side of LRX, they cannot lose here, because after such a grueling fight coming out from both of these sides, they need to hold down strong. Otherwise, going down on the map number 3, their morale could be very low in comparison.
So right now we're going to see Wolframite showing some presence in mid. Even at A main, Zerv did shoot some bullets to give away the positioning. So they're going to be showing that fake in mid, and now all of the players are stacked outside A, possibly going for a hard rush in. We do know Kyochi and Zerv have good communication to push this side. The satchels and the flashes work so well together, but Experiment 52 and Lunatic, are holding so strong. They have given up mid though, so Lunatic has an extra angle to hold from vents. Right now the smokes are coming in from Toxin. So will the breach utility. Catching Lunatic, and Zerv is just gonna satchel into the side, but there are no frags going though. Both Lunatic and Experiment 50 will survive, and they're on the flank now, but there is a trap point, and they're gonna dodge that. And Lunatic, he destroyed that. That's the information is there that there is flank, that the flanks players are coming in, and they're walking into the site. The paranoia coming in, not gonna spot anybody. The Wolframite in a tight, compact A region. NBS in the first cross. This is a really tough win for them. Experiment 52 with one more frag on Aku, but Zerv with a nade. Taking down Raze. NBS with the frag on the Kyoji. Lunatic, they're all falling down. It's all Zerv. It's such low HP, but he gets taken down. The first round of overtime going in favor of LRX, and a lot of pressure on Wolframite right now. I mean, LRX, such a well-played round. They didn't give time for Wolframite to gain any ground as soon as they took the side. They're all in that compact region of the A side. None of them were able to go towards ramps or under heaven or even take control of screens. So, good side take from Wolframite, but good, even better counter from LRX. So, LRX are in the map point right now, 13-12 the score. And this is them for taking the whole thing home. And so much pressure on Wolframite, so much pressure on every one of them, to be more exact.
Honestly speaking, on this map in particular, I did not expect this match to go this far. 13-12 on the scorecard. Such an admirable effort coming out from both of the teams, but it all really does come down to which team is more consistent, which team is just holding the angles even better, and which team is just doming them heads in a matter of seconds. And it seems to LRX, their adrenaline is going to be running on high, but at the same time, Wolframite, they are the type of people who will never give up a fight. They are the true esports athletes, and they are going to be the ones to keep everything going no matter what happens here. Now down on their own defensive half to try and bring it on back to a 13-13 to send us down into overtime number 2, ladies and gentlemen. The fight could be ending really badly for both of their sides, but it seems as though LRX and Wolframite, they're playing it so they're playing it systematically. They are giving nothing away towards the other team, no form of information, absolutely zero sounds coming out from all over the map. Here is where a lot of noise is being made down towards this B side. They want to try and bait this out as much as they possibly can, but with only 45 seconds left on the clock, LRX, they cannot fall into the trap once again. They cannot play it too slow, otherwise they could be the ones to bite the dust for it. And here is where they all have everything ready. They have the flashes, they have the paranoia, and they are just waiting to try and pop everything out in a matter of seconds. And it is going to be Experiment. It's the first initial move. Experiment with a double kill. Envious gets another kill down on Vince here already. Just as the execution started, it's all over. 3 members have gone down. LRX, they're on the driver's seat. And with only 2 members left to try and close this one out, I think, Giddy, though, it's all but over for the side of Wolframite, but they could just close this one out. 4 versus 5. Very much, 5 versus 2, very much possible if they do play their cards right.
This is so close, but it's in the end, it's the world against these 2 players, Toxin and Zer, both them in heaven, and it's gonna be even more difficult as NVS takes them out, and the Toxin surviving, taking down Lunatic and NVS, but in the end, Kyojin gets the final frag, and the match is over, 14 to the score. LRX finish things off and take the win. They are the winners of your ESPL Bangladesh Valorant PowerUp Amateur Cup Series 5 Grand Finals. They're going to take home the trophy, and what a match coming down from both of these teams. I have to say, both of them played out of their minds. The strats, the fragging, everything was absolutely perfect for both of these sides. But I have to say, LRX, in the end, were so good at reading Wolframite, and Wolframite just weren't able to have some diversity in their arsenal, play some different strats. They did do that quite a bit in the split map, but I have to say, in the end, LRX won those gunfights, and they just took the map. It's a difficult fight for both of them, but in the end, LRX are going to take home the championship, and it's just been an insane match. I don't know what to say.
Now, in my eyes, the primary flaw that really did come out from the side of Wolframite was the fact that they were playing too one-dimensional. And in a lot of these scenarios, we saw what really happened. When it came down to the retakes, Wolframite were able to play it very beautifully. They were able to catch the side of LRX off guard with their own aggression. And the thing is that, yes, it's very good that you're playing so defensively than opting to go in for the retakes, but at the same time, you need to be playing aggressive as well, because with that breach, you have that option of playing very aggressively if you choose to do so. If you play very one-dimensional with the breach strategy, you're not really going to have a lot of potency, primarily because the breach is mainly picked up so you can constantly change up your strategy. You can play it defensively, you can play it offensively, and also you can play in for the retakes in a matter of seconds. If you constantly switch up your strategies, you're going to be the ones being on the driver's seat, and you're going to be the ones to dictate the pace of a lot of the rounds. And this time in particular, we saw exactly what happened in this last round in particular. The side of Wolframite played it very defensively, and that allowed all of the members of LRX to take aggressive control all over the map. And Envious, he just walked up into the side of heaven and got an easy kill down on the Ezreal. That should not be happening. And here in these type of scenarios, Wolframite, they need to understand that, hey, we need to change up our strategies. We fell into the trap of what happened in map number 1, and being too careful, especially in the game of Valorant, will not help you whatsoever. Sometimes you need to take those risks, and LRX, they were the ones to take the risk and also take the championships for themselves. So congratulations to them, and a very good try coming out from the side of Wolframite. They exceeded our expectations massively when it came down to this Amateur Cup. They deserve the second place position in this Amateur Cup, and hopefully we see them in the following tournaments coming back even stronger than ever.
Well, it's been a hectic tournament coming out from us in this Amateur Cup, but this is it for us. From now, we're going to be ending things. We're going to go to the Invitational, which is going to start in a couple of days, so make sure you guys check that out. But for now, it's me, Kirito. We're going to sign off along with my co-caster, Aggressive. Thanks for being with me today, and it's been an insane tournament coming out, and hopefully we're going to have more action from this ESPL Bangladesh PowerUp series. So see you in the future. Signing off now. That's it. Bye. I don't know what else to say.
Really.
I don't know what else to say. Goodbye, guys.